in my hand, I'm unstoppable. High score secrets, I've got them all unlocked. Memories rush back like a time machine. Take me back to the arcade, where I spent my younger days. In the black lights glowing, on a pocket full of tokens. Dance and groove to the beat.
Hello and welcome to the Premium AI Strategy Accelerator, the ultimate program for schools, colleges and universities and businesses that want to lead in the AI revolution. Before you apply, let me tell you how this program works. Who is this program for? We focus on helping a hand-picked team of 6 to 10 change makers in your organization. And this elite innovation squad will become your internal startup, pioneering AI-driven solutions that define your organization's future.
This generation with a faded acid cheese. Take me back to the arcade.
Welcome back, y'all. It is Friday, and we are here to enjoy our very last day of the week of AI, unless you're doing workshops tomorrow, which we are super psyched about. But it's so great to be hosting you guys again. And I'm Christy Cloud. I am thrilled to learn with you guys again tonight with my awesome co-host.
Yeah, I'm Farmer Fops, and I'd like to shout out Swivel for being our platinum sponsor all week. This is day 5 of Week of AI, and their support is just, powering forward the future of AI in education all week. So we thank you for them.
And let's not forget those very stylish folks at Brisk, our t-shirt sponsors, and they are on point. Remember, purchasing the Week of AI tee not only ups your style game, but also gets you entry into the Brisk meetup at ISTE if you're attending. And how cool is that?
I can't wait for that. I'm going to wear my swag. It's going to be Brisk, Week of AI, Edu Guardians. Like, we're ready to go. And on that same note, another sponsor of today, day 5, is Almanac. And what a great presentation that Renee gave us, a great overview of the Almanac. And so we thank them for sponsoring today's stream. And today we'll dive deep into what integrating AI into our classroom cultures isn't just cool, it's essential.
So buckle up, y'all. We are ready to explore innovative ways to put AI into our teaching and learning environments. And to start us off with that is the amazing Joe Dale. Welcome. I hear you have a conference coming up that one of our friends, Eileen Wallace, is going to be at. She's super excited. So we are super excited to have you here with us tonight. Mr. Dale is a titan in the realm of language education through using technology, and he is joining us tonight all the way from the United Kingdom. So we are super excited about the accent and all. So, Alyssa, you want to add to that?
Yeah, with a track record of transforming language learning on a global scale and leading the vibrant group of language teaching with AI, Joe is here to share some groundbreaking tools and strategies, and I can't wait to learn from him. Joe, the floor is yours. We're ready.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for that lovely introduction. So to show my screen, are you doing that right now? Or
yes, sir.
Fantastic, lovely. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity and lovely introduction. So hopefully everyone can understand my UK accent. It is now 11:30 at night, so I will try and keep my eyes open. But of course, this content is going to be very engaging, hopefully for everyone. Feel free to put comments in the chat. I've got the chat open on my second screen, and I can't wait to show you lots of different ways in which you can use AI, particularly in the context of language teaching. So my background is I was a languages teacher for 13 years. I taught 3 years at K-12 level, secondary school level, and then 10 years working at middle school level with 9 to 13-year-olds. So I've got upper primary and secondary school experience. And for the last 14 years or so, I've been a consultant, and I've traveled all over the world running training. And of course, the latest thing at the moment is around AI. So most of the work I've been doing recently is to do with AI and language learning, as well as across the curriculum. My contact details are on the screen. So as you can see, my email address is joedell@talk21.com, and my Twitter X handle is @joedell. I'm on LinkedIn as well. And as has been mentioned, I've got a Facebook group called Language Teaching with AI, and I'll give you some more details about that a bit later on. I'm going to share the whole presentation with you. So feel free to make notes, feel free to write comments in the chat, and I will try my best to answer questions as they come up. But I've got a lot to get through, so it's going to be very live and very practical. So hopefully the internet works and hopefully everything behaves itself. So the session is called Adapting New Technology to Empower English Language Teaching, Learning and Assessment. Okay, so to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a variety of different practical ways in which we can promote listening, speaking, reading and writing. So all 4 skills, as we say. And all of these tools I'll be showing you are AI related or are integrated within AI. So let's make a start. The first idea we're going to have a look at is Immersive Reader, but it's going to be part of the HelperBird Chrome extension. So I'm going to come out of my session right now, and I'm going to go straight into ChatGPT. I'm going to go to a new chat, and I'm going to use the Chrome extension called Voice Control for ChatGPT, which I've got here, Voice Control for ChatGPT. And I'm going to create a little text such as the following. Write a 70-word text in A1 level English describing the morning routine of Mickey Mouse. Make it very, very funny. Okay. I don't think that's 70 words. Let's just do that again. So let's just try again. Create a 70-word text describing the morning routine of Mickey Mouse in A1 level English and make it very, very funny. Okay, I think we've done that now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the text, right-click, and click HelperBird. And I'm going to click where it says View in Immersive Reader. So if you don't know about Immersive Reader, it comes bundled with tools like Word and PowerPoint and so on and so forth. I'm just going to share my screen again in relation to the audio because I need to share the tab. So that's going to be, where are we? So it's going to be under, here we are, ChatGPT. So that should now work. Click share. And so you'll be able to hear the audio now, hopefully, when I press play. So Immersive Reader comes bundled with tools such as PowerPoint, Word, Class Notebook, Flip, Wakelet, etc. But it's also included within HelperBird, which if you haven't seen, it's a really nice extension for supporting students with special educational needs. So let's have a listen.
Every morning, Mickey Mouse wakes up with a big yawn. He stretches and jumps out of bed, accidentally stepping on his own long tail. Ouch! He giggles. Mickey then brushes his teeth.
So you get the idea. So in other words, from a listening point of view, a student could right-click any text, select any text, right-click it on the web, and can have it read back to him or her. So that's really nice. Now, in addition to that, you can do other things. You can change the gender of the voice, and you can also slow it down as well if you want to, like this.
Teeth, but splashes toothpaste all over his mirror. Oops.
Okay, or you can go even slower, but then it does sound a bit odd. Let's have a listen.
Oops. After a quick, messy breakfast.
So there we are. So I would probably stick to standard or go down to 0.75. Okay. In addition to that, you can click on these 3 options here. You've got the text preferences, so you can change the text size really easily. You can increase the spacing, which for dyslexic learners can help them access the text more easily. You can change the font like this. You can change the background color like this, etc., etc. If you go on to the next one, you can enable the different parts of speech, so they are indicated on the screen. You can also show labels as well. So it says N above pancakes, N for noun, or V for brushes. You can show the syllables as well, which can help with pronunciation, such as laughing or breakfast. So that's really useful from a pronunciation point of view, and also from a parts of speech point of view. You can also select what's called line focus, which I really like. So if I press play now, it will do this.
Breakfast of cheese and pancakes. He ties his shoes, but they're on the wrong feet.
So in other words, it blanks off everything that is not necessary for that one sentence. In the olden days, we used to use a ruler and just sort of move the ruler down on the page. Now you can use line focus instead. So you can have 3 lines, 1 line, or if you really want to, you can have 5 lines. Or if you want to get rid of line focus, use that as well. So if you have this extension installed, then anyone can decide how they access the content. You've also got this picture dictionary as well. So if I were to click on a word like cheese, we'll get a little picture, hopefully, of some cheese in a minute. Maybe not. There we are. Got some cheese. I can click on teeth. Likewise. So there won't be a picture for every single word, but there will be for some of them. And again, that can help make comprehension better. And then there's also the translate option as well. So I could choose another language. I could choose, for example, let's have a look. I could choose French from France. I could do by word, which means I can then get the French translation, and I can listen to it as well, like this.
Dents.
Okay. Or another word like this.
Chaussure.
Okay. Or if I really wanted to, I could translate the whole document like that. Okay. Now, in the official version from Microsoft, in Word, in PowerPoint, etc., you also get a new feature called Reading Coach, which allows you to select that. The play button turns into a microphone, and then you can then read the text, and it will give you some feedback on your pronunciation. That is coming soon to Help a Bird, but it's not there at the moment. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you, and I'm now going to stop sharing here, and then I'm going to share my whole screen again. The reason I'm doing this is because to play the sound, I have to share via the tab. So that's why I'm doing that right now. Okay, so in addition to that, I'm now going to go back to the presentation. So you can see I've got all the different affordances of each tool on the right-hand side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at TurboScribe, which may be a new tool to some of you. I've only heard about it quite recently. I'm going to take a YouTube clip, which I've got here, which is about Little Red Riding Hood. I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go to Help a Bird, which I've got here. Now, what TurboScribe, what TurboScribe allows you to do is it allows you to transcribe files really easily and simply. You can do 3 transcriptions per day, and each transcription can be up to 30 minutes. So to show you how this works, if I click on transcribe files, I can literally drag and drop audio or video files here, such as MP3, WMV, WAV, M4A, etc. Or I can click on the link option here, and this allows me to paste in a YouTube link, or apparently this works with Dropbox, Google Drive, etc. But I've only tried it out with YouTube, and so now as a result of that, I'm importing this in, and then I can choose which language I want it to have the transcript in. You need to choose the language of the transcript, but you can, if you go down to here, you can transcribe to English if you want to, but if it's already in English, then you don't need to do that. You've also got these 3 transcription modes: cheetah, dolphin, whale. I always go for the most accurate. I always go for whale. If you have some audio, let's say, of 2-3 people speaking, then I'd recommend this recognize speakers option, which officially is called speaker diarization, which is a tool, which is a feature, sorry, I heard about only recently, which essentially means that the transcription can work out who is speaking and put speaker 1, speaker 2, etc. So you could then put that text into, say, Google Docs and do find and replace to change it with the actual name of the person. Okay, so from there, I'm just going to click transcribe because I don't need to click any of these, and away we go. So having clicked on transcribe, what it's going to do is it's going to take a few seconds to create a transcription of this. The transcript is editable. You can also export audio only if you want to, if it's a video clip, and you can also edit it as well if you want to. So I will show you what I mean by that. If I click here like that, I can then click the play button here, and you can then hear some of the audio like this. No, you can't hear it because of you'll have to just believe me, because otherwise it's going to take too long if I keep coming out and going back in again. You have to just believe me. You can hear the audio there. So if I were to click on edit transcript like this, I could then go to this part, for example.
Once upon a time, there
Edit.
was a girl called Little Red Riding Hood.
Red, little.
She lived with her mother in a village near a forest.
Little Blue Riding Hood, for example. So you can see here how you can edit the transcript. If there's a mistake, for example, with a proper noun, then you can change that quite easily. You can download the results as a PDF, as a Word document, as a TXT file. But what I particularly like here is the fact you can export it straight into ChatGPT. So I'm going to click on ChatGPT right now. I could go for a short summary, detailed summary, or I could click custom prompt. So if I click custom prompt, I could then say, for example, create 10 comprehension questions which are multiple choice for this transcript and include an answer key. Okay, let's say in A1 English, so it does understand the CFR levels. I click generate prompt, copy prompt, and then open ChatGPT. So that will now open ChatGPT for me like this, and I can just paste it in and click the send option, and then you'll see at the top you've got the prompt that I've just written, and now it's giving me the multiple choice questions, and it's going to give me an answer key as well. And then from there I could copy that and I could put it into another tool. I could put it into a Google Doc and turn it into a Brisk, using Brisk Teaching. I could turn it into another multiple choice question as a Google quiz. I could put it into Twee, etc., etc. Okay, so that's how you can harness a YouTube clip, and you can generate a transcript. Even if the YouTube clip doesn't have a transcript, it will still generate a transcript because of the fact it exports the audio separately, and then it uses what I presume is Whisper to transcribe the audio. So it's very clever, and the fact you can have up to 90 minutes of transcription per day with the free account is wonderful. Okay, so that was TurboScribe. The next tool we're going to have a look at is Mizou. So we've done a couple of ideas on speaking. This is sort of speaking and listening. Sorry, we've done a couple of ideas on listening. We're now going to focus on speaking as well as listening as well. Okay, so if you don't know Mizou, it's amazing. And I'm going to very quickly show you a chatbot right now, how to make an educational chatbot. And we'll get started in a second. So what I like about Mizou, it is COPPA and FERPA compliant. It's also GDPR compliant as well. And they say they're not going to sell the student data or anything like that. I'm logged in right now, which is great. I'm just going to build a chatbot very quickly. I click on AI generated like this, and then wait for the learning objective box to come up, which it's doing right now. And as a result of that, I'll be able to put in my prompt. Just wait for it to load and we'll be good to go. The great thing about doing these things live, you never know if it's going to work or not. While it's doing that, I'm just going to explain, I have done it already. I'm just going to explain that I'm going to right click here and I'm using a Chrome extension called Canned Replies, which I've got. Let me just show you here. This was Help a Bird. Okay. And Canned Replies is here. So Canned Replies, what it lets you do is it lets you make a list of your favorite prompts. So if I show you what I mean by that, seems to be slowing down just as I'm presenting. That's all good. Right, so this is what it looks like. So what you do is you install it, you click on the jigsaw piece like this, you go down to where it says Canned Replies, you click on the pin to pin it to your extensions along here. I click here, and this is where I have all my prompts, which I have ready. So I put in the name of the prompt here, I put the body text of the prompt here, click add, click save changes, and I can, as you can see, I can store a list of prompts up to about 12 per list, and I can click export that list with a certain name, and then I can then import another list into the interface, and I have them at my fingertips. So as a result of that, what I can do is I can go to Mizou I can right click, go to Canva Applies, and I've got one called Mizou here, which is going to, as you can see, pop a prompt straight into this learning objective. So as you can see, it says, you're an English waiter in an English cafe. Students will practice ordering food and drink with you. Aim for simple A1 English responses in one sentence. So I now choose the grade level. I'm going to go for grade 8, and I click Get Ideas. This is now going to build 1, 2, or 3 chatbots for me. There we are. We've got 3 today. I'm just going to click on that first one and click Generate. And now it's going to create that for me. If I want to create new instructions, I can click Generate. And it's now in the process of giving me a picture for my waiter. I could name the waiter if I wanted to. Let's just wait and see what the picture looks like. Sometimes the pictures can be a bit stereotypical. There we are. So let's click on that. Let's put in a typical English waiter, whatever that means. Okay, you can also upload your own image if you prefer. So I'm just going to have another go, and let's see what it comes up with this time. You can also click on the more options here, and you can click on generate all fields. That's what I normally do. And that's now going to create a welcome message for me. It's going to create some rules. The knowledge file is a premium feature, but that would allow you to, for example, upload a PDF with, let's say, more information, maybe exam related, about how you want the chatbot to behave. You've also got 2 voices here. I'm going to click on John, and it's also generating a thumbnail picture as well. There we are. That could be my waiter. So that's all fine. And then I then choose the subject. So I'm going to click foreign languages, and then I'm going to click publish. From here, I can choose private or public. If it's public, it appears in the explore option, where you can see what other people have done with different chatbots that they've made. So I've just gone for the private option, and I'm now going to click on share. For here, I go to students. I could share this with a teacher colleague, but I'm just going to click on students. I click create. I could go through these again, but I've already shown you these different options here, so that's fine. I'm just going to click on launch. And from there, as long as my chatbot doesn't have a name I've already used, which it hasn't, that's great. It's good to go. Right, I'm now going to copy this link, and this is all that you give to the students. I click on another browser. I'm going to go to Edge, and I've already got this open on purpose. So I'm going to paste in the link. So I'm now showing you the student view. And then from there, we should be good to go. Right, because there's audio in this bit, I'm going to click stop sharing, and I'm going to share my screen again, but choose the tab option this time because I want to. Let's have a think. Let's have a think. Because this may not work because I'm obviously using a different browser now. Okay, never mind. I'll just have to click share, and we're just going to have to go for it. Okay, so if I click here like that and click copy, I know what I can do. If I go to there we are, new incognito window. There we are, paste, and then we'll try it like that. Share this tab instead. Right, this should now work, I think. You should be able to hear this, hopefully. You can tell me in a minute. Right, so if I now put my name in here and click start session. Okay. This is, I'm showing you now the student view. Okay, so here we are. Now you can listen back to what the waiter's saying. Let me know if you can hear this.
Welcome to our English cafe. I'll be your waiter today. What would you like to order for food and drink? Let's practice English together.
Just let me know in the chat if you can hear that. If not, it doesn't matter. You can hear it. Okay, perfect. Right, so let's let me just go for it. So, hello. Oh, I need to give permission. Hello, I would like a coffee and a cheese sandwich, please. So it's now recorded that. I'll be able to listen back to that in a second once it's finished processing the audio. And then from there, it's being a bit slow tonight, I must say, but hopefully that's going to work right now. Can you see the little red line going across? So essentially what's going to happen is it's recorded my voice. It's then going to transcribe it for me, and then it'll pop that into the chatbot, and then the waiter will then reply. It's just taking a long time for some reason. That's just a bit odd. So let's see what's going to happen now. Should be right. Let me just refresh the page. I'm just going to try again. So, hello, I would like a coffee and a cheese sandwich, please. Here we are. Okay, I can listen back to it. Hello, I would like a coffee and a cheese sandwich, please. Then I press the tick, and it transcribes it, and it's very accurate. Can you see? It's very, very accurate what it's done. I then send that in, and then the waiter is going to reply. Here we go. Okay, let's have a listen.
Hello, a coffee and a cheese sandwich. Great choice. Would you like your coffee black or with milk? And for your cheese sandwich, any specific cheese you prefer?
Could I have a white coffee, please? And for my cheese sandwich, could I have cheddar cheese, please? And could I have some salad as well? Okay, and then import it in. There we are. Let's see what the waiter's going to say. Here we go.
Of course. 1 white coffee with milk and a cheddar cheese sandwich coming up. I'll add a fresh salad to your order as well. Anything else you'd like to drink or eat today?
Okay, so now I'm going to be a bit silly. Let's go for it. No, that's perfect. The problem is I don't have any money. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see how the waiter responds to the fact I haven't got any money. Is he going to be annoyed? Let's wait and see. Oh, no problem at all, apparently.
No problem at all. We're practicing English today, so think of it as your meal is on the house. In our English cafe, your willingness to learn and practice is valuable. Anything else you'd like to practice ordering or talking about?
Okay, so what's happening here, because the way Mizou has been programmed, there's been certain guardrails that have been put in, which means that it knows that it's a chatbot, that it's playing the role of a teacher, if you like, which is why it's not getting annoyed. It's saying that we're just practicing English, so it doesn't matter that you can't pay for your food. Okay, so I'm going to finish the session now by clicking end session. You can give your experience here, but I'm just going to click skip, and there we are. And then from there, I'm going to minimize that and then go back to here, and then I'm going to click share this tab instead, and I'm going to refresh the page. Now, as a result of refreshing the page, I should see, can you see I've got some feedback here from Mizou, which is great, and I'm delighted to see I've got an A grade. So not only do I get the whole transcript, as you can see here, and I can hear what I said as the teacher. So this is what the teacher sees. The teacher gets to see everything that the students have recorded, like this. Hello, I would like a coffee and a cheese sandwich, please. Okay, so I can hear that audio. If you could let me know if you could hear that audio as well, that'd be great. And as you can see here, it's giving me some feedback on my speaking, or the student speaking. So the student engaged positively in the conversation, followed the instructions, and practiced ordering food and drinks in English. They responded appropriately to the chatbot's prompts, made specific requests, and even added a polite request for an additional item salad to their order. The student also handled the scenario of not having money in a polite and respectful manner, which was creatively incorporated into the practice scenario by the chatbot. Overall, the student demonstrated a good understanding of the exercise, participated actively. So that's great. And I'm delighted I've got an A grade as well. So I think that's really, really useful from the point of view of practicing independence, practicing speaking. It's difficult if you've got a whole class of everyone practicing speaking, but this is a way you could do this. And the students could practice at home as well. And as I've said, it's FERPA, COPPA, and GDPR compliant as well. So it's just fantastic. Okay, so let's go back to the next tab. There we are. That was Mizou. And I'm now going to have a look again at voice control for ChatGPT. Let's see if this works. I think since the upgrade to ChatGPT 4.0, the extension seems to be mucking around a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see how we get on. So I'm going to go to a new tab, and I'm going to put in a prompt that I've created already, which I've called Ridiculous Conversation. This is going to be a similar type of conversation I'm going to have with a waiter, but this time the waiter is going to say a sensible answer and a let's just can you see this now? Yeah, there we are. You can see this now. Yeah, you can see the ChatGPT window, I think. Right. So, and hopefully you can hear the audio. So this is the waiter now is going to say a sensible answer and a silly answer. So I'm asking the waiter to play, the chatbot to play a role, e.g. a waiter here. So let's see what happens. Here we are. So it's going to come up with that first line. I'm ready. Go ahead. Start whenever you like. I'm going to, because I'm using this voice control of ChatGPT, I'm enabling the text to speech by the fact that I've clicked on the loudspeaker icon there. And you can see here, you've got a range of languages. So I could do this in French, in Spanish, etc. But I'm going to stick with English UK. And now I'm going to use my voice to say what I would like. So here we go. Hello, I would like a coffee and a cheese sandwich, please. Okay, so the silly answer is first, can you dance the Macarena, which obviously is very silly. But so let's carry on a little bit. I would like a white coffee and I would like some cheddar cheese. Okay. Oh, okay. Because the Chrome extension is not quite right at the moment because of the upgrade, it's sort of being a bit silly. But hopefully you can all see how it's working. In other words, it's giving me a sensible answer and a silly answer. And I think that could be a lot of fun. And the text to speech means it feels like you're actually interacting on a one-to-one basis with the chatbot. Unfortunately, the extension is not quite working at the moment, but I'm sure they'll get that sorted out soon. Okay, so that was voice control for ChatGPT. And in general, it's a really great way of saving time. Right, so now what we're going to do is going to have a look at AudioPen. Again, very good for speaking and, well, particularly speaking, but you could say for listening as well. So I've got voice control. So I've got AudioPen open here. And this one will work even if you haven't got an account, which is very cool. So if you click on settings here and you choose the input language, the output language, you can see here you've got a whole range of different languages, but we're just going to stick with English. And likewise, you've got a whole range here. But again, we're just going to stick with English. And I'm just going to show you what you can do for free by clicking on the microphone. Here we go. So AudioPen is a free tool which allows you to say your unstructured thoughts straight into the tool, and it then records what you're saying. It uploads the recording to the servers, and it then transcribes it using Whisper. Once you've transcribed the text, you then, once you transcribe the audio, you then summarize the text using ChatGPT in the background. And so as a result of using this tool, you can turn your unstructured thoughts into a very nice, concise summary. You can also get the original transcript as well, but with all the ums and ahs removed. So this could be, I think, a really good productivity tool. As a teacher, you could record your thoughts when you've had a meeting with a parent or with a teacher, a colleague, or with a student. You can just record your thoughts, get them down on a digital interface, and you can export those. You can copy them, put them into a Google Doc, etc. And students, I run out of time, obviously. But what I was going to say was, and students could use this potentially for practicing their pronunciation as well. But do check the terms and conditions on how this works. There we are. Can you see? So it's made a nice little note for me with what I was saying. It's summarized very nicely, and it's also given me a transcription as well, original transcript, as you can see. So that's what I said more or less, and this is the summary of what I said. So potentially students could use this by recording their voice, comparing the transcript with the summary, and seeing if there are any sort of misunderstandings on the pronunciation, etc. So I think that's really nice. And then you can just then copy this and then paste it into, for example, a Google Doc or a Word document instead. I see that we've got a question about, so just to confirm, even though it shows ChatGPT, this is good with data privacy. anything to do with data privacy, I would just say look at the terms and conditions and the privacy policy on any tool that you're going to be using, this one included. I've actually done an interview with the developer of this tool called Luis Pereira, who's based in India, and he has said in that interview that it would be fine to use this with students, but of course, check the privacy policy. And if you're not sure, get in touch with Lewis and ask him specifically. But that is what he said to me in relation to data privacy. But obviously, it's your responsibility to check the terms and conditions on any tool you want to use with your students and adhere to the AI policy of your school as well. Okay, so that was AudioPen. We're now going to have a quick look at Diffit. Diffit is really nice for reading and reading in particular. It creates differentiated versions of different text. So I could, for example, put in a topic such as the risks of climate change, and I can choose what grade I want that for. So I could choose, let's say, 10th grade. I can choose the language here. So you've got English, but you've got all these other languages as well. And I can now click generate resources. So this is the first option when you literally write anything. You can also paste it in a URL for an article, a web article, or a YouTube clip, or you can go here and you can paste in a text you've already written, for example. So if I now click generate resources, what it's going to do is, based on my topic, which is the risks of climate change, it's now going to create a differentiated resource aimed at 10th grade on that particular topic. So it will make a summary text. It will make an abridged text. It will make a summary. It will give me some vocab items. It will give me some multiple choice questions, some open-ended questions, etc. And all of that you can do for free. But in addition to that, there's a premium tier whereby you can also export to Google Slides, Google Docs, and Google Forms. So I'm showing you this live. So hopefully that's going to finish rendering, and I'll be able to show you what it looks like live. So here we are. So it gives you an image at the top. So you can choose which image you want. Okay, from the options here, it's now given me this adapted reading passage. I could always copy that, put it into ChatGPT and say, create a glossary in a table, and it will do that for me. I really like this feature as well. You click on the show sources option, and you can see that it's taken 6 sources for this, and it's basically made a summary based on those 6 sources. So that's very good from a transparency point of view, I think. Here, it's giving you 3 bullet points as a summary. It's giving you some vocab items. If you want to have more vocab items, that's a premium feature. But again, you could just ask ChatGPT to generate more vocab items. You've got some multiple choice questions. You've got short answer questions and some open-ended prompts. So all of that is free. But in addition to this, you can click on the see all export options. And that allows you to, for example, use these different templates. There's lots and lots of Google Slides ones. So if I went, for example, for discussion workbook, I could export this as a Google Slides presentation, or I could download it as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. So this is a premium feature. I think it's about $15 per month, but you'd have to check that out. And it doesn't take long to generate the activity. The first slide is always the teacher instruction page, and then all the other slides related to the topic that you've chosen. As you can see, I can download this as a PPTX file. So I'm just going to click on Open Google Slides. There we are. And I'm now sharing this tab, which means that I can see the teacher instruction page. And then if I go into slideshow mode, I can then go through, and as you can see all the different slides which have been generated automatically for this particular topic. So I'm not saying you would use it straight out of the box. You'd probably want to edit it and change it slightly, but because you've exported this to a Google Slides presentation, all of this content is editable, which is very nice, I think. So if you haven't seen Diffit before, then I think that's a really nice option to explore. Okay, so that was Diffit. We're now going to have a look at, this can be good for writing and for speaking, Padlet I Can't Draw. So this is what it looks like. I'm sure you all know Padlet, but I'm just going to show you this option here. I'm going to double click on the screen like this, and I'm going to write my name and then click here where it says +12, and I'm going to choose the I Can't Draw feature. Okay, And then from here, what I can do is I could write something like an elephant playing chess in the rain. Okay, so in other words, a bespoke image I wouldn't be able to find normally, but by clicking on the arrow there, it's going to now generate 4 different images using AI, and I can then choose my favorite one. So for a language teacher, this is amazing because you can make bespoke images easily. There we are. That's really nice. So I really like that one. Let's go for that one. And as a result of that, it will be obviously larger. I can click publish. If I want to take a screenshot of this, what I would recommend once it's finished loading is just click in the middle of the picture, and then I can take a screenshot. I normally use, here we are, I normally use a tool called Snip and Sketch, which is here, and I can click on the new option in Snip and Sketch, which comes bundled with Windows. On a Mac, you could do Command-Shift-4 to take a screenshot. There we are, and I can now just save that to my desktop, etc., and then embed it into whatever I wanted to embed it into, for example, Google Slides or PowerPoint or what have you. So that's a really nice way, I think, of being able to use a text-to-image AI tool. But of course, there are other options such as Adobe Firefly or Microsoft Image Generator as well. The next tool I'm going to show you is Blockade Labs. And that's very, very nice. So Blockade Labs, let me just show this now. What you do is you click where it says try Skybox AI. And we'll just wait for that to load. And then I click here, which says Skybox AI here. Okay. And now what we do is I put in a prompt in this box here. So if I were to write something like a magical wood with cottages and mountains, it is a sunny day. Now I can actually write a lot more than this if I want to. I've written about 62 characters, and I could write another 300 and something characters, but I'm just, because I'm pressed on time, I'm just going to do this now. I'm then going to go on here and I'm going to choose illustrative, and from there I'm going to choose storybook. So you can see you've got a number of different genres to choose from. I can even click on the little brush tool there, and I can quickly draw some sort of cottage. It's supposed to be. I know this looks like the sort of thing you do as a 5-year-old, but that's all good. So let me quickly finish off the next window and then click generate. And what that's going to do now is it's going to generate a 360 photo, which I can use for promoting writing and speaking. In the free version, you can create 5 photos per month, and you can't download them anymore. It used to be that you could download them for free, but they've changed that. But you can now embed them still for free, which I will demonstrate in a second. So this picture will be incorporated within my 360 photo in a moment. There we are. There it is. That's supposed to be my picture. And as you can see, it's made a nice little landscape like that, which is great. So I can now click the download option, and I can't download the image, as I said, but I can embed it. So if I click copy embed code, I could then go to a tool like Book Creator. I could then click the plus icon here, go to where it says more, embed, paste in the embed code, click confirm like that, and then I can rename the title. Let's just stick with Skybox, and then from there I can resize this really easily like that. And if I press the preview button, I can then click on the link, and then the picture is embedded within the book. So I could create this as a template. I could share that with the students. They could then look at the picture, and then I could, if I go back to edit here, I could then click the plus icon. I could click on the text option. I could write some questions for them if I wanted to. I could embed a Google quiz, for example, or a Microsoft quiz. I could click on the plus icon and click record. I could ask them to record some audio describing the picture like this. Okay, so I'm recording my voice and I'm describing the picture in English, saying what I can see with the different cottages, the mountains, and the fact it's a sunny day. Okay, I then use the recording There we are. I can resize this, etc., etc. So it's a really nice way, I think, for promoting digital storytelling and for channeling the students' creativity. Potentially, you could get them to create this. You can create 360 photos without logging in, but you can only embed the image. You can't download it unless you pay. Okay, right. So that was Blockade Labs. The next one we're going to have a look at is Emoji Translations. So that's really nice as well. So I'm going to go to here, go to a new chat, right click, canned replies, and emoji translation. So this one, what it's going to do is whatever I put into the chat as a result of this this prompt, there we are, it's going to reply with an emoji. So if I were to write, for example, last week I went to the cinema with my dog, and then I press return, it's going to translate that into emojis. As you can see, I could then copy that. I could go to a tool such as Wheel of Names, like this, and I could, there we are, you can see I've done this I've done this previously. I could then paste in that emoji sentence and so on and so forth, and so I could then spin the wheel once I've added a few of these, and one of them will come up, and then a student would have to then either explain what that sentence could be by speaking or by writing. If the students had mini whiteboards, they could write down the answers and put them up, and then I, as the teacher, I could then choose one of the answers. So using emoji translation is a really nice way of making a very open-ended activity. And then you could obviously ask the students to describe whatever it is they're going to describe using the simple past or using the immediate future or what have you. So that is emoji translations. Okay, right. I did promise assessment, so we're going to have a look at Quizizz AI. Again, I've got this open here. So this is another Chrome extension. I know there are lots of AI features in Quizizz, but this is an even quicker way of creating an activity based on either a YouTube clip or a web page. And so I'm going to go back to this Little Red Riding Hood that I showed you earlier, and I've installed the extension already. So all I have to do is click on it like this. I can include the video clip, which is great. I can choose the grade level. So we'll stick with grade 5 and the number of questions. And then I click on Customize Quiz, share this tab. And what it's doing is it's harnessing the transcript. So you do need a transcript for this one. And it's now extracting the transcript, and it's going to now turn that transcript into a set of multiple choice questions, which is very cool. Okay, so as a result of that, there we are. It's done it for us. We've got the video clip embedded, and we've got all the questions there. So if the transcript is in English, it will do this in English. If the transcript is in another language, it will create the activity in that other language. Okay, and then from there, you click publish. You come up with a title. Or it does it automatically. It used to be that you had to do that manually. That's fine. So I could now do this live, or I could assign it as a homework task. If you don't know Quizizz, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, then just go onto YouTube and do a search for a tutorial and you'll find out how to do it. But there are lots of AI features now, but the Chrome extension is just a really quick and easy way of being able to turn any sort of web page into a quiz. Okay, so to conclude, let me go full screen. So to conclude, what I've tried to show you in this short presentation are a number of different AI tools and other digital tools which can be used to save teachers time, to promote all 4 skills, and to harness creativity as well. And to, I think we're just sort of touching the beginning of the potential of AI, but hopefully you found this useful and it's given you some ideas. I'm going to share a few more things with you. This is the Facebook group that I mentioned at the beginning. It's called Language Teaching with AI. So if you would like to join that, you'd be more than welcome. There are 4 questions to answer and some group's rules. Unfortunately, if you don't agree to the group's rules or answer the questions after 1 hour, then automatically you're declined, and that's something I've got set up automatically because I'm the only one doing the admin. But if you would like to join that, and you don't have to be a language teacher, you're just interested in what language teachers are doing with AI, that would be great. This is a 4-part webinar series that I did twice last year and once this year so far. Nearly 300 language teachers have done it. It's not a free resource, but if you are interested, have a look at that. 6 hours of recordings, and I share all my prompts across ChatGPT and plus some other AI tools that I show as well. This one is to do with speaking practice, so how students can use different tools for speaking. It includes Mizou plus other tools. Again, if you're interested, have a look at that. And literally tomorrow, I'm doing the second part of my AI tools for student language skills with Naomi Rodriguez from the States. And that is at midday EST and 5 o'clock EST if you would like to join that as well. And you've got the links there. And last but not least, if you're interested in an AI tool directly aimed at language teachers, this is called Lingo Teach. And it was created by Alistair Harris from Scotland. And here are all the contact details there. I'm not going to play the video right now, but you can have a look at that in your own time. And there we are. This is the presentation. So it's bit.ly/week of AI Joe Dale. So just go to that URL or scan the QR code. And there we are. So we've got 7 minutes now for questions. So if I hand back to the lovely host, Christy and Farmer, and then we can then take some questions if people would like.
I thought that was great. It was funny because Eileen's over here texting me how awesome you are and bragging about you, and so I was so excited to learn from you. And
Thank you.
and I know I learned a bunch of different tools. I have to go back and dive in a little bit more. But Christy, what'd you think?
I mean, I saw tools that I have not even heard of, and I mean, like, I don't say, well, what? Like, I don't mean that to sound bad, but normally I've at least heard of them. I haven't even heard of some of these. It was amazing. And I mean, it really, your expertise just completely shined through.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't wait to hear some questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to look through the chat. I just see a lot of food ones, food questions. Nicole, Blockade Labs is awesome. I just see like a lot. Yeah. Stella as well, that she is using, looks like they're using Blockade Labs. I thought it was very interesting. I know one that stuck out to me that I've used was Mizou, another great tool that a lot of teachers are able to create those personalized chatbots for students, and so I thought that was cool. But a lot of, I think some stuff like the AudioPen just is so cool. I mean, just all these ability. We saw one from Eric Kurtz right before you, that he had done a previous video and then he put it into a different software, a different tool, and it actually changed his language to Spanish, and the words the way his mouth was moving was in that language. And so many different ways to connect with so many different types of learners, and language, I think, is amazing that we just have never had before until now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that was probably Hey Jen is the video.
Hey Jen,
yeah,
you nailed it.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I think that I think it's something that could motivate the students, because they could see themselves speaking fluently in, let's say, Spanish or French or English if they're an EAL student, etc., and that could then give them confidence that they can do it. I think that's wonderful. But what did you think of TurboScribe? I don't know how well that is known, but I think it's wonderful the way that you can create a transcript from a YouTube clip or any audio or video, even if, let's say, the YouTube clip doesn't have a transcript. I mean, that's amazing.
I think that's really cool. I have to go back and dive into some of these. Rachel, you kind of pinpointed. I'm going to go back in the chat. Rachel says, I will say this. I have one EL student who has never raised his hand in my library classes or offered a word without prompting. I did an AI introduction lesson today, and he raised his hand and spoke. And that's what the success stories that we are continuing to hear with the educators that are willing to dive in. And imagine if her success story can be heard throughout the whole world, because everybody is using these tools. And I think, little by little by little, we're going to hear more success stories. And that's what we want to hear. We want teachers and educators wherever you're at, no matter if it's with littles, middle school, high school, and even in college. I think for me, I've only been like hearing how people are using it K through 12, but I would love to hear how colleges are even using AI in different ways, because I've heard, a lot of things where it's like, oh, in college, they're just all about, well, we don't want you to cheat. And so it's going to be an interesting story where, as kids get older and older and used to using all these AI tools, how are colleges going to adjust? Because
They're
at
gonna
the
have
end of the day, there is an actual diploma and a degree that they want to make sure that their, the morals and ethics are aligned with their standards, and see how they adjust. So I'm excited to see. So, Joe, you lived up to Eileen's
yeah,
pumping
she was
you
a
up and texting us. It's been a blast. I think she even stayed up for you, and it's
I think
tough,
she did. Yeah, I think she did.
So I'm excited to dive back in. I just love how these are all recorded, because
Mm.
I want to dive into every single new tool that we've learned this week. It's been awesome. I think we have to get on to our next session. But Christy, you want to close us out?
Yeah, I just want to say that probably one of my biggest takeaways from this whole conference has been the impact that this can have on language learners, and I think that is so profound. And it has just been such a promising and sort of like a light in the dark. It's like when such a good shiny thing when there's so many scary things. So I love this session, and thank you so much for sharing with us. We are going to close out stream 3. Had our solo speaker. It was fantastic. We will be meeting back in the main stream to do some closeout activities and some giveaways and some prizes. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And I hope that you guys all have a fantastic evening. And you want to talk about the workshops real quick, Farmer?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm going to thank my co-hosts. All week, I know we're closing out stream 3, and this is going to be it for stream 3 until next time. And so this has been a fabulous week with my co-host, Christy. We're like siblings that have never met. And so I can't wait to meet her at ISTE and just have a lot of fun. So we've had a lot of fun with everybody that's joined in with us in stream 3, and I cannot wait till our workshops on Saturday. So many great opportunities to learn. Christy, we are even going to have a workshop with the Edu Guardians at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I know a lot of people have heard the chatter about Edu Guardians, or if you haven't, this is a great opportunity to find your PLN, where everyone is welcome. We're big on Twitter right now. We started about a month and a half ago, all from an AI prompt from a text to image that Christy threw out. And so I'm also excited for a little bit later. It's called the Mask Singer event, where Christy is going to be singing. I guarantee you guys that.
Y'all do not believe a thing out of her mouth, but I did hear she was going to be jamming to some Britney tonight. So if y'all see Britney come up, it's my girl.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh.
So we will see you all in the closeout. Thank you again so much, Mr. Dell. It was fantastic.
Thanks,
and
Joe.
We'll
My
see
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We'll see you guys. Thank you.